It's gonna be good, it's gonna be great, it's gonna be better, I can't wait. Making my move, live for the day, sing like a bird, fly like a plane. Come spill with me, Jenny D. Jenny D. Jenny D.
Hello, my beautiful people. Thank you for joining me with another episode of Spill With Me, Jenny D. It's 2026. It's February. It's Love Journey. I'm so excited. I have my great friend here, Jodi Ripepi, and thank you to my spotlight supporter, BareSkin Laser. BareSkin Laser, Jodi owns. She's owned it for how many years now?
We just started our 4th year, so we finished our 3rd year last week.
I'm so excited. There's so much she has to offer. And I told her, I said, we need, like every February, we need to get together because she does. There's so many things that are out there now that are innovative, that are, I keep up with the times, and I feel like with my face and stuff, I only rely on Jodi to help me with my Botox and keep me all nice and fresh and young looking. So if you're not watching this on YouTube, you won't be able to see how nice and bright I look. But anyway, but with further ado, I just want to introduce you to Jodi Ripepi. Jodi, introduce yourself to the listeners and viewers. Tell us, what's your title?
Thanks, Jenny. Jenny and I have been friends for, forever. Her youngest and my middle son are really good friends, so I've gotten to know her for
we had such
over the years for a really long time. So anyway, I'm Jodi Ripepi. I'm a registered nurse and nurse practitioner. I have my master's degree in nursing from the University of Pittsburgh, and after being a trauma nurse for 6 years at Presby, and then I went on to get my master's degree and become a nurse practitioner in women's health. So I did women's health for about 20 years, and then just decided to kind of switch gears and start aesthetics. So it started small with just Botox, then added fillers, and the next thing I knew, I was opening a practice in Washington. My husband and I, he's Dr. Vincent Ripepi. He's our medical director and owner of BareSkin Laser. So what we do there is all things skin, really. I'm not a derm, I'm not a plastics doctor or anything. We have doctors that we refer to for plastics and for dermatology, but we are a skin health aesthetics practice, and we focus on laser devices, energy-based skincare, skin health and wellness. We do Botox and fillers. We have estheticians who work for us who do skincare, and we have a few different devices that we do. Actual medical facials, that is a thing.
I know, right?
Yes, it's not a spa. I'm not real fond of the term med spa. A lot of people use it, but we are a medical practice. So
Jenny,
we're
that's
always
what I
bringing on new
love.
things.
I thank God that you started this because I needed education on it. I don't know if anybody else did, but I would go to and I just get like a facial and I'd leave there. And the next day I kind of felt like I don't really get much out of it. I didn't feel like my face looked like it was glowing or refreshed. But I feel like when I get a facial, because it's like a medical facial, I see the dirt and the stuff in there.
In the jar. I know it's kind of gross. I love it though. I'm like, show me. I want to see it. I want to see the floaters.
I know. And it's like, oh my gosh. But tell us a little bit why is it so important with skincare, especially with our faces? I mean, everybody sees it. We're in this, we live in Pittsburgh.
For sure. So truly what you do at home, I cannot stress enough, is more important than anything that we do in our practice. Medical grade skincare has, there's science behind it. These pharmaceutical companies and these skincare companies spend billions of dollars in research and how to deliver the proper percentages of actives. So that's your vitamin C's, your hydroquinones, your glycolics, your phytic acid, azelaic acid, all of the different products that go into skincare, how to deliver them so that they penetrate the skin and get down to the area that we're trying to treat, whether it be rosacea or pigment or acne, large pores, oiliness, all of those conditions require certain um, products or compounds.
Right.
So, medical grade skincare has the proper percentages, but it is something that you will need a little bit of guidance in. But that's not to say that you can't go to Walgreens or Target and buy products that are
Right.
good for your skin, but it's going to take you a lot longer to get there. And
And we're all so different.
we're
I mean,
all so
everybody's skin
different.
type is so different.
Sure. And I mean, I have patients that come in and they're like, I can't afford the medical grade skincare. And we'll walk them through, like, these are the things that are non negotiable that you should use.
Mhm.
And I'll help them, or my estheticians will help them find products that they can get at the store to help kind of even out the cost so that I know that the patient is getting what the patient needs.
I love that
So
because you have such a passion for it. So that's
I
like
love it.
you can tell when somebody, you walk in a place and either it's just like next, like when you walk into BareSkin and Laser, like you feel like everybody knows you. Everybody wants to help you. Hey, listen, we've got this going on. We've got this going on. You should try this. I love that.
Thank you. And, that's really what our goal is. We're kind of a family there at Bear. We're a small staff, we're a small practice. We really get to know our patients and we try to make our clients understand that skin health is it's a war, it's not a battle. Like it's not
Yeah.
it's a marathon, truly. So, if you come in and you're 60 years old and haven't done anything, we can't fix it overnight, but we can help you get to where you're going to see results, where
Yes.
you're going to be happy. But it does start with skincare at home. It's an investment. But I tell patients like I have lasers, I have all of these things that can help with fine lines and wrinkles and brown spots.
Right.
But your skincare, what you're doing at home is like the insurance policy. If you lose 50 pounds, you don't just go right back to eating the next
Right.
day when you hit your goal. You have to maintain it. And that's what the skincare at
Oh,
home
I
does.
love that. That's so smart, Joe, because I think about that too. You think you're just going to go in there, get some stuff done, and then you're like, okay, I'm good to go. No, you have to maintain it yourself. Because, for instance, when I go in and get my services done, I get, is it Botox or is it
Well,
like,
we have all of the toxins available. I have my favorites for certain reasons. Other injectors have their favorites. The bottom line is that they all work. So we believe in a stacked approach. So you may be offered Botox and a filler, but I might also offer you some microneedling and
right?
lasers. It all depends on a few things. Number one, how much downtime you're willing to give. Are you willing to be
Right.
red and flaky and peel and hot for a few days? Are you like, no, I'm Spill With Me, Jenny D. I can't be red and flaky and
I wear a
peeling.
mask.
So then, we go with a little more conservative approach.
Right.
So we have a lot of different things that we can offer. Sometimes we get you there quicker with a little more downtime, but other times, hey, like we're in it for the long haul. We're not going
Oh,
anywhere.
yeah.
So we're willing to work with you and with your schedule. Also, not only is it how much downtime are you willing to give, are you going to be consistent? Are you going to do it?
Right.
So, we all have products sitting on our sinks and in our showers that just sit there.
I know.
Or to me, I was always very overwhelmed and never really knew what order. Like, what am I supposed to be using? I'm
Yes.
52 years old. What should I be using?
Right.
I never had acne, but I do have big pores. I have, you know, more oily skin in the summer. It's dry in the winter. So it's not a one size fits all. And sometimes you do have to try a few different things,
Right. And that's the sad thing is that as you get older and our hormones change, I see like
sure.
blotches on my face. I had acne come out like a couple months ago. I'm like, what is going on with my skin? And like the whole thing with when you said you're getting spots and I'm getting moles and stuff like that, those are things that we think, oh, while we're aging, we're supposed to just deal with it.
Sure.
But you are able to help us through all that.
Well, things that we forget is that, in Southwest Pennsylvania, south of Pittsburgh, we don't see the sun all that much. And when
Like
we
today.
do, we tend to overdo it. So
Mm.
we're exposing ourselves to the sun and the UV rays without protection because we want to have a little bit of a tan or a little bit of a glow. But what we're seeing in our skin in the 40s and 50s is, or and beyond, is not what we're doing now. It's what we did when we were kids.
Uh-oh.
It's deep. It's coming out. And,
Yes.
we were the baby oil and iodine
Oh, I
girls.
didn't wear any sunblock on my face.
No. Oh
I
my
didn't
gosh.
want that.
I used Dial and like Lever 2000 on my face and never would
I
use
know.
sunblock.
I don't even think I use moisturizer.
Yeah, right. Took a long time
I'm
for me to
even
get on
washed
board.
my face.
Right, right. Or you're tired at night, you just want to go to sleep without taking care of your skin
Yes.
before you go to bed. And that
We've come a long way,
we've
Jen.
come a long way. And in Pittsburgh, we're late to the game. Honestly, Florida and Dallas, Scottsdale, Arizona, they've been doing this for years. And if you live here in Peters, you know that every couple of months there's a new med spa or
Yes.
practice, whether it be a dental practice or another nurse practitioner or another chain opening up. It's because we're finally like starting to get on board with
Right.
aesthetic skincare.
And it's hard to find someone who you trust and that knows what they're doing. So that's why I'm always like, okay, having Jodi on, she is an expert and she is going to lead you in the right direction. And that's what I love about it. Like, you walk into some of these places and, they want to sell, sell, sell. You look at someone, you can say, and this just happened a couple months ago. She's like, why don't you try to do a little bit down here? And I'll tell you what, now I'm sold.
On the neck, the bands.
Neck.
Oh
Yes.
my gosh, tech neck, because we're always looking down.
Yes.
We get this tech neck, and a little Botox in your platysmal bands gives you a nice little lift. I have a problem with jowling, always have.
Me too.
I do a little Botox along the jawline, in the chin, down the neck bands.
Great thing. I was like looking in the mirror like, oh yeah, okay. She got me sold.
Yeah, there's a doctor, his name is Dr. Sebastian Cotofana. He's actually, I don't believe he's a medical doctor. He is a world famous anatomist, and he's from Austria, Germany, and he is now in the United States. He teaches courses all over, anatomy courses with cadavers. And I was fortunate enough to have the opportunity to go and train with him. And I learned so much, and it really changed the way that we inject. And now more and more providers, as I'm on TikTok or Instagram, I see people have adopted his techniques because he really examines the way muscles work under the skin, but he sort of perfected this Nefertiti lift, is what we used to call it.
Okay.
Now we call it a Cotofana lift because he really kind of honed in on, yes, we always want to treat this upper face, the glabellar region with the 11s, the frontalis, your foreheads, around your eyes. But we used to stop here, and the rest of the face just kind of sunk down. Yeah. So now,
hey, look how good I look from my nose up.
Yeah, and I mean, we've really just changed the way that we inject and provide fillers and skincare and Botox over the past 10 years. It's just like constantly evolving.
And it stays. Like I've had, mine sometimes will go 4 months. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Like it's like, and I'll look at you and I'll be like, I'll run into Jonah. Joe, do you think I need it done? And she'll be like, you're good. You got it.
And that's something to keep in mind. These things are definitely maintenance. So I have a lot of patients who will come in and they say they haven't had their Botox for 9 months and we're back to square one. So before starting something, your provider should go over with you, hey, listen, this is maintenance. You're going to like it. You're going to love it. But you're going to go right back to having, with respect to Botox or any of the toxins, it wears off. It has a half-life. So it wears off and those wrinkles are going to come right back if you don't maintain it. So if keeping up with it is something that you're not willing to do, then maybe tox is not the right answer for you. Let's think about something else.
Right.
So, like I said before, we're really pro stacked approach to skincare. So it usually does involve some amount of Botox, sometimes filler, sometimes not. If somebody is not on board and they're like, I'm afraid of tox, I'm afraid of filler, then we don't go that route. We come up with other things.
You got to try it once you try it.
Yeah, I know. It's like, you get addicted.
Yes. I don't even know how. I think I've been doing it for 4 or 5 years now. I think it's been almost 5 years. Yeah, I think it's been almost 5 years. And I just Love it. I mean, if you're going to invest in yourself, invest in your face. You only have one
Yeah,
face,
that's right.
invest in your body, just, and go to someone who, like, if you don't live in Pittsburgh or if you want to come visit, Jane, you can always travel here,
Always.
but go to someone who knows, who's an expert, that you're not just going to go into the salon and they're doing hair. Oh, yeah, by the way, in the back room, who can give you a couple of shots. They don't
And
know where to really put it. And I'm like, I'm always weary about
listen,
it.
and I'm glad you brought that up because there are a lot of people who are under the impression that to go to a good provider or injector, that that person must be a physician. And I will tell you that in this country, well, actually in the world, some of the best injectors and trainers are actually nurses. They're the ones that are doing it
Yeah.
all day, every day, versus it being an adjunct to other things that they offer. Now, there are fantastic physicians, PAs, nurse practitioners out there that are injecting, but keep in mind, this is not something that is taught in school.
Right.
And if they do now, I mean, I've been out for a while. If they do, it's just scratch the surface. So we are all in the same boat. We're all learning from the same trainers across the country.
Right.
Each pharmaceutical company who makes fillers and tox usually will have trainers. There are courses that you can attend. I mean, I've gone to Dallas, Philadelphia, Baltimore, Scottsdale, Arizona, all over the country, seeking the best trainers
Right.
and the best providers. And I will tell you, a lot of the times, I'm in a classroom with 10 physicians, and we're being taught by an RN. So we're all in the same boat. I would say, don't feel bad about asking your provider, what's your background?
Yes.
How did you get into this? What is your training?
Certified. Like, are they
Well,
certified?
are you certified?
Because I'm like, you don't want this.
Right.
You don't want to mess with your face.
Yeah. And at BareSkin and Laser, I require all of my employees to maintain their CMEs or their continuing education in aesthetics, in addition to what their license requires. All of us are laser certified. In the state of Pennsylvania, this is a little bit scary. In the state of Pennsylvania, anyone can fire a class 2 laser. I could have my 10th grader or my college student or come in and or anyone that I hire off the street, teach them how to use the laser and fire it. That's scary.
Yeah.
So at Bare, we are all laser certified technicians, in addition to our more formal professional degrees. So because lasers are scary, you can really hurt somebody with the laser. Botox, if you have a wonky eyebrow, you can fix it. If you have a result that you're not fully happy with, if you feel a little bit heavy, those effects may last for a few weeks, but with lasers, you can permanently damage
I was going to
someone's
ask you. So
skin.
tell us a little bit about the different lasers you offer. I know that you had something for acne.
We have
Would that be considered a laser?
Yes, so we do have what's considered the acne laser. That would be AviClear. I love AviClear for the patients I love AviClear for. It's a great device. It works. It is painful. I'm not going to lie. They've changed the protocol somewhat to make it more comfortable, but I'm treating more of a younger group with that laser.
Right.
And I don't want my patients leaving with tears running down their cheeks.
Right.
So I use AviClear as a last resort. This year we brought on Aerolase. I wanted it since the day we opened, and I'm kicking myself for waiting so long to bring it on. It's a 1064 YAG laser in a short pulse. And what that means is that it penetrates deep down into the dermis.
Okay.
It has 42 indications, one of them being acne. We can treat acne, pigment, pores, fine lines, wrinkles, nail fungus. There are warts. You can treat a lot of things with this, blood vessels. But with each laser, every laser, this is just like quick laser 101. Yeah. Every laser has a target. That target's called a chromophore. So for example, that Aerolase laser, the 1064 wavelength, it is looking for mostly two things. Number one, hemoglobin in your blood. So it's a great laser for rosacea, for reds, for these little superficial veins.
Oh yeah,
I love that one.
I feel like Jodi's looking at mine.
Well, believe me, I never look at people like that. I think to myself, look, Jenny looks so pretty. Look how good her skin looks.
I'm staring at her
But,
face.
a CO2 laser, which happens to be my favorite laser, it looks for water in your skin. And a CO2 is an ablative laser. That's the one that you're going to get a lot of results from, but there's also downtime. We have the ability to do light treatments and deep treatments with most of our lasers. So again,
talking about the red light thing.
Oh, we do. Well, that's with our salt facial. We have a red light.
You educate us on
and we
red
put
light.
people under red light often after pretty
Where
much
did this
any
come
treatment.
From? This red light thing is like going
it's everywhere.
crazy.
It's crazy. And the masks. Oh my gosh, I love a good red light mask at home. The Dr. Dennis Gross mask is a really popular one, as well as Omnilux. If you're thinking about getting a red light mask or blue light mask, just do the research. There's a lot of good videos out there that you can kind of tweak what you're using it for to help you, help guide you which one to buy. Usually around $300 to $400 is a decent one, but you want to make sure it has enough bulbs, that it penetrates deep enough into the skin, and that you are a good candidate for it. Because not everyone is. Yeah, you can come anytime you want. We'll pop you under the light.
I don't trust myself to do it right and to buy the right product. Like to me, what is the benefits though, Joan, of the red light, blue light? Like what is?
So blue light is really good for acne. It's antibacterial, antimicrobial. Oftentimes after I do a treatment which breaks the skin, we may pop you, especially if you're prone to acne, I might pop you under the blue light real quick just to kind of help finish you off. Red light helps build collagen and elastin, and it penetrates a little deeper, or near infrared light. It penetrates deeper, it helps build collagen and elastin and helps heal. So, if you have an injury, we had our football players this year who were getting all banged up. I would bring them in and pop them under the light for a little while just to help recovery and help them.
Faster,
yeah. And speaking of recovery, we also offer IV therapy at Bare. So we put together, personalized cocktails in the IVs or with IM injections to help speed recovery, help with illness, help with longevity, help just really make you feel good. A lot of antioxidants go into those IVs. If you had a few too many drinks the night before, or if you want to pre-prep for a party, or if you're going to a wedding or something.
Like for instance, I didn't sleep well last night, and then I'm thinking, no energy. Would that also be a benefit for energy?
Sure. Yeah. And some of our just IM injections, say you don't want to come in and sit there for an hour to get an IV.
Yeah.
You can come in and get an IM injection. We have some that are for hair, some that are for skin.
Wow.
One of my favorite products to go into an IV or a standalone is glutathione. It's the body's master antioxidant. It helps cleanse the liver. It's great for skin, hair, and nails.
Oh my god!
It's a really
good
good
one. Stuff that I'm learning this for the first time as well as the listeners and viewers, and I feel like that we are bombarded with so much in our day and age now with social media and things that this, with Jodi explaining it to us, it's just bringing like, okay, wait, I need to try this. I need to try this, especially because I feel like as we get, it depends on. I guess it's you don't say, okay, you're too young to do this, or you're too. Do you know, like, do you see somebody that you're like,
you're never too young to start. And, I'll never take advantage of somebody. If I don't think you need it, I'm going to tell you, you don't need that. One of my favorite sayings is, look, you can always add more. It's really hard to undo something. So you can start slow and then go. And with regards to my younger girls, younger patients, lip flips, a little bit of lip filler, a little bit of, Botox, more preventative dosing, facials. If you are treating your skin from all different angles, you can prevent a whole lot of problems down the road.
Right.
Problem is that younger people usually can't afford the, higher level services. So, by the time our kids start to get older, our careers are a little more established, that's when
We're like,
patients
okay,
tend to
wait,
have a
yeah.
little more time
It's
and
time
money
now for
to
me.
spend on themselves. Yes.
Yes.
So, we always try to consider time, how much time you can invest. If are you going to be compliant? And cost is always an issue. We do offer something called Cherry. Cherry is not a credit card. It's an interest-free payment plan at BareSkin and Laser. It helps you to look if you know you're going to be treated over a 6 to 12 month period for
Right.
something in particular. I
You
say
apply
take
for it.
6 to 12 months and pay for it. So
Yeah.
you don't have to pay for it all at once. Or I have a lot of clients who have care credit from a previous doctor's
Yes, I've heard of
office
that.
or
Yes,
something.
care credit.
We accept care credit and we can sign you up for care credit. Care credit is a credit card, but you can
Right.
use it at any provider that accepts it. Even most veterinarian clinics use care credit.
Yes.
Pharmacies take care credits.
Chiropractic office, yeah, I've
Chiropractors.
seen it.
So we try to make things as affordable as possible
Right.
so that you're getting the treatment that you need, not
Yes.
necessarily what you can afford at that very moment. So we try to maybe space out the payments for you a
Right.
little
And
bit
if you,
too.
if you're listening and you're just like, I don't know where to start, that's when you come in and get a consultation because
Absolutely.
you need to sit down and talk to one of the staff members or Jodi because here's the thing, we're all like thinking, okay, when I first started this, Jodi was just like, just you don't need that much, just a little bit. And then as we went on and on, I was like, oh, how about here, how about there? And
Sure.
but Jodi would never be like, she'll be like, no, Jen, you have enough. Like the whole thing with the lip flip, to me, like she's like, we can always add. So I was like, you're right, because I don't want to have those lips
Yeah.
where my lips come in the room before I do.
Sure. I mean, and let's face it, Hollywood has
Oh my
kind of
gosh.
ruined it for people like me who I try to
They
explain.
overdo it, yeah.
I'm not going to make you look like that. If you want to look like that, you can go somewhere
Yeah.
else to get that. I want people to leave Bare, feel good about themselves, not feel like
And
I
it's your
tried to
name.
sell them something that they did not need.
Right.
For me, honestly, that's one of the hardest parts because as a women's health nurse practitioner, as a trauma nurse, I'm used to showing up for work. The patients are there. I go in, I take care of the patient. They know they need a pap smear. They know they need a mammogram. I don't have to necessarily sell them anything or
Right.
convince them of anything other than, come back next year, call me if you have a problem. Whereas in this industry, there is a sales component to it.
Right.
So for me, that was really hard because it's just not my nature. I'm
like
a
that
medical
too.
provider, not a
Yeah.
salesperson.
Right.
But it all comes down to educating my clients and letting them know, like, you have options. You can start here and here. We can meet you somewhere in the middle.
Right.
And there's always a way to achieve the goal. I just don't want anyone to come in and feel overwhelmed. Like, we do have a lot to offer. And sometimes I get overwhelmed. Like, what do I want to really do to this patient?
Right.
But I know if you're 60
But you're
and
like
never
a full
did
body. It's
anything,
almost like a full body,
right?
kind of skincare because we didn't touch on this yet, Joe, but like as far as I know, well, Lisa, when she does all her like facials and things like that, she has so many different things to offer as well with that. But also with like fat loss,
Yes.
it's like going rampant right now.
Rampant.
Everybody's going crazy with it. But I know you had like some type of machine.
Physique. Yeah,
Yes.
we offer physique. So we decided to bring on the GLP medications and GIP medications. I actually am not a fan of the GLP-1. We do GIP, which is tirzepatide, at our practice. But I won't just offer that as a standalone. We offer it as a package. So it's a monthly subscription,
Right.
so to speak, because that way I know that I am following you. I'm not just sending you
Yes.
home with injections and saying
I love
goodbye. We follow your progress, but we also offer physique, which is a device that helps strengthen muscle, awaken that muscle, keep you toned, and it also helps burn fat in those pocket or stubborn areas.
Yes.
So with our membership for weight loss, which is $7.99 a month, you get your injections. You also get vitamin injections twice a month, and you also will get 2 physique treatments. So whether we're trying to treat the abdomen, the back of the arms, the idea is to help prevent that muscle wasting that occurs with all of those weight loss
Yes.
medications. We've all seen it. The facial slide,
Oh,
we call it Ozempic face or the semaglutide slide.
I see the butt, the sagging of
The
the butt.
saggy
I said,
butt.
I don't want a saggy butt.
So we can physique your bum. It helps. It's EMS, which is electromagnetic stimulation. It helps stimulate the muscles,
Oh my.
can increase the muscle density by up to 30%. So you'll get those treatments just to help maintain that. Um, we'll walk you through a diet that can help really talk you through so that um, you achieve the goal without having that look like you just
Right.
did
I think,
Ozempic.
it's weird because I feel like I guess it's been around longer than I thought it was because, like you said, we're always late to the boat here in Pittsburgh. But I was noticing people, and I felt like it was becoming like this hidden little secret society that people were like, "Oh my gosh, like I haven't seen you, oh, you've lost so much. Oh yes, I'm just eating right."
Yeah.
And
No,
I was
they're
like,
not.
I'm like,
No, they're
okay.
not.
I'm
Right.
like, okay. But I was like, it was almost like everybody was starting to look so thin that I was like, but I would rather have someone like Jodi that would look at me and be like, okay, Jen, like, you are maintain this weight now. You're at a
Sure.
good weight instead of like just keep getting this month after month because it's a mindset too.
It's a
Like you feel
mindset.
like it messes
And
with
healthy habits. You have to
yes.
establish healthy habits. Those medications are so necessary for some patients. If you have borderline diabetes, thyroid disease, if you're somebody who has been fighting your weight forever and just haven't been able to
Right.
get it off. I have a lot of clients who work out daily and they just have a hard time getting it off due to, insulin resistance or glucose intolerance. It really can help. It's a great adjunct, but you still have to do the work.
Right.
And with regards to the faces, we offer, fillers that can help, skincare that can help, other injectables to try to help make you not look like
Yes,
you've
your
just
collagen becomes like so
help build collagen and
yes.
elastin. And listen, that's what this whole everything that we do pretty much at Bare is anti-aging, whether it's
Yes, anti-aging.
the precursor to anti-aging that we're trying to kind of nip in the bud, or if you've already aged and we're just trying to slow it down a little bit. But building collagen and elastin is what it's
Yes.
all about.
And you're building confidence, as much as
Yes.
like, I used to like, oh my gosh, like people, years ago, people would get breast, I would, oh my, but now I'm like, what, why? It's all about
Yeah.
what you want to feel good about yourself.
And
don't
judge.
Yeah,
right?
don't judge people because everybody is, if you're judging them, you're actually jealous because maybe
Yes,
you want
I love that. I was
yes.
in church one day and we had this priest. He was an older guy. He's retired now, but he said, I want you to ask yourself something. Are you angry or are you jealous? And that stuck with me because I know like
Yes.
so many people who just talk shit, right?
Right.
They just talk.
Mhm.
Probably shouldn't say that, but it's
Why? We're
we
like-
all know what we mean.
We know.
Who just say mean and nasty things about people they don't even really know,
Right.
or they judge a book by its cover.
Yes.
And I think sometimes they do that because they're just jealous
Oh, yeah.
or insecure. Insecure if you're not happy in your own skin, then it shows, right?
It does. And it's, years ago, actually, Noel was with me. We were on this trip. I think it was like a 7-on-7. Actually, you might have been there.
Florida?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So
yeah.
when we were there, I don't even know if you came down. I was at the bar with Michael, and this woman, she looked like a Barbie doll. Beautiful blonde hair, beautiful face, beautiful body, everything beautiful about her. And she walked past, and I looked at her, and I was like, and I stopped her, and I said, "Excuse me." I said, "You just look so beautiful." Like I was like, you know what?
Aw.
Because as a woman,
That probably made her feel
and
so
you know what?
good.
She came over, started talking. She said, "Oh my gosh, thank you so much," because she gets that judgment.
Mhm.
She works
Yeah.
really hard to look the way she looks.
Right.
She might spend a lot of money, but that's her. And to me, she looked absolutely gorgeous.
Right. And you know what? If you want to sit at home and eat chips and watch TV, have at it. That you're allowed. But there are people out there who aren't sitting on the couch
Investing in
and
themselves.
right, that they're exercising, they're at the gym, or we all have our tendencies to overindulge in certain things,
Right.
and to each their own. But I think if you feel good, it it kind of spills
It's
out, and
contagious.
it's
Yeah.
contagious, and you're nicer, look good, feel good, play good, work good,
Yes.
right?
Anytime I leave BareSkin Laser, I always feel so much better.
Thank
It just
you.
does. It boosts your confidence. This day and age, there's so many things that we could be like so depressed about, but feeling good about yourself inside and out. Now,
Right.
I was going to ask you real quick, too, is do men come into
I have a lot of
BareSkin
men.
Laser?
I
Do
love
you?
it. We
Okay.
love our guys, and
Yeah.
it's so funny because our guys are really loyal,
Yes.
and yeah,
They're probably better than us.
yeah. And sometimes it's the wife is in the chair saying he needs this, he needs that,
Mhm.
and sometimes they come in, and I think they get a lot of flack about men doing this stuff, but why? They want to look good. There's nothing
Yes.
wrong with them
Why
wanting to look
not? I was
good.
trying to get my husband to get Botox on his forehead, with his lines and stuff. He said he's going to do it, so we'll see.
Yeah. I just had a friend who came in, husband and wife, their daughters bought it for them for their anniversary.
Yeah.
So they came in, and
I love it.
they got Botox together for the first time. So yeah, we do. We treat a lot of men. With respect to treating men, we have to treat them differently. Their
Right.
requirements are different. Their muscles are stronger. Their skin is thicker. So they usually, or almost double sometimes in
Right.
the amount of product that we need for them. But yeah, we do. We have our guys. We love them.
I love that, too. I mean, I feel like this has been so educational. Now, is there anything else you want to talk about or bring up or anything?
I'm just saying winter real quick.
Yes.
We think about three things when we talk about skin health: pH, barrier, and biome. So you want to keep those three things in check: good skincare, moisture, and you need to wear your SPF. I can't stress it enough. Find an SPF that works for you. The one that you will actually wear is the best one. But if you're asking my opinion, which one to
All
use,
year round, huh?
all year round,
Yeah.
it should be part of either. You can find one in your moisturizer, you can find one in your makeup. That all helps.
Right.
But really, a good mineral sunscreen or a physical sunscreen, that's something that is zinc and titanium based, is the way to go. But look, if copper tone is the only thing you'll wear, then have at it. I'm
Copper
glad that you're using that.
Yeah.
But there are powders, there are creams, there are lotions and sparkly ones and tinted ones. But there really isn't an excuse at
Right.
this point. I'm sitting here talking to you,
Yeah.
getting UV rays from the screen on the
Oh,
computer,
gosh.
the
Look
blue
at our big
light.
light that we have on.
Yeah, and our windows in our car, everything.
Are
We're
you okay with
constantly.
spray tans in the
I,
winter?
I would prefer you do a spray tan than a tanning bed.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I'm a big proponent on getting skin checks. I mean, I cannot stress enough how you need to get a skin check every year from a dermatologist. My mom passed away 2 years ago from melanoma. She had melanoma on the bottom of her foot. 13 months after her diagnosis, she passed away. It went really fast, and she thought it was a splinter on the bottom of her foot. So
Because you would never see that.
yeah, you wouldn't see it. She would get pedicures and get her nails done, and no one ever mentioned it until it broke through her skin. So had she known sooner, it could have saved her life. Um, I I would say make sure you're getting your skin checks, protect your skin against the harmful rays of the sun as best as you can. There's different types of melanoma. Um, there's other skin cancers: basal cell, squamous cell. The sun is not kind to our skin. It
No.
feels great. So I really caution you about tanning beds too. Young girls, oh my gosh, I see these girls that are so tan from a tanning bed, and I'm like, honey, please
know.
stop.
Right. I mean, they think they look better, but you're better off just putting on some type of topical,
Yeah,
just to keep it,
absolutely.
or, maybe a spray tan. But the tanning, I can't even believe they're still open, to be
Right.
honest.
I know.
I mean, we grew up with it and we didn't think anything of it. And now it's like, wow. I mean, just imagine we're laying there. Now, I feel like I'm smarter as I got older, but we're laying there in this bed with these lights, these lamps, like all over our body. And it's like to burn ourselves. Like I would
Right.
burn myself usually. I'm thinking, oh, this is great. I'm burnt.
Yeah. And sunburns before the age of 20 are really a good predictor of what your skin is going to do long term. I mean, a bad sunburn where you peel when you're a young person can really determine what your skin is going to do as you get older. So, we have great dermatologists in our area. Go and see one. Just annually go in. It takes 5 minutes. Get your skin checked. Walk out the door. I had a basal cell taken off my back this summer. I didn't know it was there because my back doesn't get that much sun, but it did when I was younger. And
it appears, right? Sometimes it just appears. I have a big, huge mole on the side of me.
And they're treatable. They're so treatable. Even melanoma, if it's caught early, is very treatable. But, go to your eye doctor, get an eye check because you can get melanoma or skin cancers in your eye.
What?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow.
So, prevention is I can't stress enough,
You're like a full body.
They say an ounce of prevention is more than a pound of cure, right?
Yes.
So you want to get those skin
early
checks.
Detection with anything.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, Jodi, this was like
sure.
so great and educational for me. And I want to dedicate, our episode to when she was speaking about her mom, I just was like, oh my gosh, full of like emotions because Jodi's mom was she was a light. She came anywhere she was. She was so much fun. She just brought so much to all of our lives, and dearly. And I thank you for talking about melanoma because it is scary, and we don't want to lose our loved ones. So I appreciate all this.
You're welcome.
So now, how are they gonna get a hold of you if somebody's listening right
absolutely.
now?
So we are located at 100 Audios Drive, Suite 1070 in Washington, PA. We're on the ground floor of Streets at the Meadows across from Permani Brothers right now. Our phone number is 724-338-4256. You can follow us on social media. On Instagram, we're BareSkin_Laser. Same with Facebook. And then you can always email us, www.info@bareskin-laser.com. Our website is www.bareskin-laser.com.
You go, girl. She's like an infomercial. She got it all down pat.
We say it a lot.
She's been doing it for 4 years. Oh my gosh, Joe. This was so wonderful. And I cannot wait to come in and try some new things. And the Galentine's Day. So you're going to want to tune in so that you can, I'll have something out there before then so that we can show you guys all the new
February 12th, I believe we're going to do our Valentine's Day.
And the specials. I love my specials.
Always a good special. Reach out to me or any of our staff members, at Bare, like Jenny said, we tried to service all age groups, make everyone feel welcome and comfortable. We have our dear Mackenzie, and now we hired Sophia. So we have, our younger staff and kind of everything in between. We have Michelle, who's an RN. She's also an injector. We have Lisa, who has many years of experience. She's our medical esthetician. She's a phlebotomist, medical assistant. So, we kind of got our bases covered. So if you have any questions, please give us a call.
I love it. One-stop shop. Thank you so much, Jodi. I appreciate your time today.
Yeah, thank you. This was great on this snowy day.
I know. Well, this was another episode of Spill With Me, Jenny D. Take care.
Thank you.
Come spill with me. Come spill with me. Come spill with me.